Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Eddie 1000, aka Durio 1000. Thank you for joining me today. Today is July 15th, 2024, on a Monday. All right. And just 2 days ago, on Saturday, President Trump was nearly assassinated. He actually took a headshot. Right there. Oh, right here. On his right ear. And the video footage of this, it was live on being broadcast around the world, and it just baffles me. Now that things are starting to unfold, we need answers. We need answers, and we need action. All right? Video shows that Secret Service, the local police department, had 2 minutes to respond and deactivate and de-escalate and remove the threat of the gunman. And the video shows people pointing their cameras and alerting law enforcement that there is a guy on the roof with a gun who obviously was not part of Secret Service. And everybody was just like, hey, there's a guy. Look. There was no action. There was no hero. There was no one who said, let's get up the building. There was no one who did anything within those 2 minutes besides sit there and wonder what should they do about a man pointing a gun at the President of the United States. Now, my first thought was Secret Service told to stand down? Because during those 2 minutes, Secret Service is sitting there looking at the shooter. Looking at the shooter through their scopes. Perched on a building, looking at the shooter that's about to shoot Trump, and they didn't do anything for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Now, if this gun was aimed at them, I'm pretty sure they would have shot that motherfucker. But I think that they were told to stand down. Or, even worse, well, I'm not even going to go there. They were told to stand down. They had to have been told to stand down for you to look at. I mean, you see it. Not just one person sees it. A whole crowd of people see it. The local police department see it. Secret Service sees it. And nobody does anything. Nobody blew a whistle. There's a man on the roof. Man on the roof. Man on the roof. Shoot on the roof. Hell, beep horns. Like, I don't get it. Was everybody there in some sort of trance? Hey, there's a guy on the roof. Hey, there's a guy on the roof. Let's watch what he does. Secret Services. Oh yeah, I see a guy on the roof. He's not one of us. I wonder what's he doing. He has a rifle. President Trump is speaking. How does that even happen? How does that happen? You have to have multiple people involved because the local police department, they should have done something. The Secret Service should have done something before the shot. But the Secret Service let multiple shots, let the shooter get off multiple shots, and people died. People died, and Trump was shot. People died, and Trump was shot. So, was this an inside job? Because there are rumors that the guy was associated with a large hedge fund, and they had a lot of reasons not to want Trump as president, right? So, can Trump trust his Secret Service? No! They all need to be fired. Everybody in his Secret Service needs to be fired. And get some new people, probably ex-military people or someone, because I think this was an inside job. I think it really was an inside job, meaning that somebody, those two agents who were looking at the shooter were told to stand down. They were told by somebody, or they were told that, hey, there's going to be somebody on the roof, don't pay them any mind, or something. They were told something. Because all they had to do, the Secret Service said, hey, stop this speech. Take cover for a moment. Stop this speech. Take cover for a moment, Mr. President. Take cover for a moment. There's a guy on the roof. We don't know what he's doing. Take cover. You had 2 minutes to do that. You didn't even have to shoot. You didn't even have to shoot. Hey, there's a weird guy. We don't know if he's one of ours or what. Take cover just to be safe. Just to be safe, take cover. And the Secret Service would have covered him up, shielded him, and removed the potential threat, or at least they could have gone and investigated the man on the gun with the roof, the man on the roof with the gun pointed at the president, as if they don't know what the fuck is going on in the middle of a presidential rally. That seems like common sense. And people at the motherfucking rally should have been blowing horns instead of, hey, there's a guy. Hey, no. Get down, get down. Like, yo, somebody should have blown the whistle loud enough to alert the Secret Service. And you saw somebody waving people off from behind President Trump. They were like, yo, move. It seemed like they were warning everybody except President Trump. There's video before the shooting of a guy dressed in, looked like military garb or Secret Service, like all black. I can't recall. But he was telling people, get from behind President Trump. Get from behind President Trump. As if he knew that there was a potential threat. It told everybody except President Trump. And this was not staged. I mean, people died. At least I believe people died. I mean, I saw blood. I saw multiple people say, hey, somebody over here has been hit. I saw blood on President Trump's ear, which is centimeters close to his brain. So why was this allowed? Because it was an inside job. It was an inside job. Clear as day. The Secret Service put out a hit on President Trump, and they failed. They failed. A lone gunman. This makes me think about the JFK shooting. I believe that this was an inside job, because that's the only way it can make sense. That's the only way it can make sense. You have 2 minutes to say, Trump, get down just for a minute while we go check on this. This is something potentially serious. Stop the speech. Let us check on this. There's a guy on the roof who's not one of us. And then Trump would have gotten down before the shots, and he'd be safe. But no, that did not happen in 2 minutes. Not only did that not happen in 2 minutes, Secret Service let the shooter get off multiple rounds. One's hit him in the ear. One hit a member in the audience head. And one hit somebody else. The Secret Service failed the United States. They failed the United States. The entire Secret Service needs to be fired. But Biden hired the head of the Secret Service. So, in effect, Trump is being protected by Biden's Secret Service. Let me repeat that. Trump is being protected by Biden's Secret Service. Biden appointed the head of Secret Service. Biden does not want to give up presidency. Biden appointed the head of Secret Service. Secret Service was told to stand down while a shooter lets off multiple shots at President Trump, hitting President Trump in the head and killing 2 other people. Fairly simple. And Trump, I'm glad that he's alive. Thank God he's alive. But let's take it another, let's explore this situation. Had this situation, God forbid, something would have happened to Trump, who do you think the majority of people would have voted for if Trump was not able to run for presidency? Well, it damn sure wouldn't be anyone less extreme than Trump. It would be somebody more extreme than Trump. We're talking about Alex Jones. We're talking about Candace Owens. We're talking about those who are able to rile up the party that voted for Trump or was going to vote for Trump. That's what would have happened. So, my point is, getting rid of Trump will not make the base or his base move closer to the left. It will make the base move farther right. So if you think Trump is extreme. You haven't gone far enough. You don't know enough. Because if you think Trump is extreme, you keep going down the line and you're going to be getting people who love this country. Trump loves this country. I don't think that he's the right man for the job, but he loves his country. But my point is, they compare Trump to an individual. I'm not going to mention his name, but he is out of Germany a long time ago, who I admire the guy. I admire Trump too. I also admire the guy from Germany. That is the direction that his base would move to. Not the other way. The base is not going to say, oh, they removed Trump, so the base is going to vote for RFK or Joe Biden or Michelle Obama or Oprah Winfrey. No. The base would move opposite. It would go farther, deeper, and find others who love the country more than Trump, who are willing to take proper steps to remove the cancer in this country, also known as the Federal Reserve. That's the cancer that we're fighting. But Trump doesn't realize that is the cancer. That's the root of the deep state. They have infinite credit and infinite money and can give it to infinite media outlets and give them billions of dollars out of thin air. That's our cancer. And Trump, even though he loves his country, he's not aware of the actual cancer that's doing this to him. But if he was removed and we got further to the right and further and the people who are more competent but maybe not as widely known as Trump would garner the votes of his base. My point is, removing Trump will not solve the problem that the cancer thinks it will solve. It will make it worse. Better for our country, worse for the cancer. Because the deep state is the cancer. The Federal Reserve, the central bank, is the cancer, is the swamp. The media is just the tentacles. The power is in the mind. The power is the Federal Reserve. More specifically, the Federal Reserve Act of 1913 that needs to be abolished because it is enslaving us all. So that is the problem with America. So let's explore this a little bit more. If a 20-year-old was able to get on top of a roof with a rifle in the middle of a presidential rally, and everybody in the audience saw it, and the local police department saw it, and the FBI saw it, and he was able to get off multiple shots at the President of the United States. What do you think Russia, I don't think Russia's our enemy, that's a bad example, but for argument's sake, what do you think China, what do you think Britain, a team put together by America's enemies, our real enemy is the central bank, but a team put together by our real enemies coming up through the borders, the open borders, illegally, coming up to PA, having 7, 10, 15 shooters. With military precise targeting. What do you think would have happened? And they would not have been given 2 minutes. They would have only needed 40 seconds, 20 seconds, because this would have been rehearsed. So if a 20-year-old can shoot multiple shots at our president while everybody sits there and watch, if we're ever invaded or a team from a controversial country wants to bring down anybody in the country, it seems as though it'd be a cakewalk. It seems as though it would be a cakewalk. And I wonder, is this incompetence? I don't even know. I don't think it's incompetence. I think it was an inside job. But the point still remains that an active shooter was able to have 2 minutes while onlookers watched a gunman on a roof and did nothing. Specifically, the local police department. They didn't do anything. Word is, the sheriff, the gunman on the roof pointed the gun at the sheriff, and the sheriff ducked and kept moving. The sheriff of that town, who would have quickly hit a siren if he would have saw my tail light out. He was behind me, he saw my tail light out, he would have hit that siren quicker than you could say flash and pulled me over and given me a ticket. But to have a gun pointed at him during a presidential rally, he doesn't sound any alarms. He doesn't fire any warning shots. All of which would have saved the president. But the local police didn't do any of that shit. Nobody in that area did any of that shit. They, hey, there's a guy on the roof there with a gun. Hey, hey. My country. My country. Well, that's it for this video. I don't know what the future holds. I have no idea, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Even though I'm glad Trump survived, and most likely he'll become president. Honestly, I wasn't going to vote for Trump. But, man, basically you got to vote for him now. Hopefully this wakes him up and he understands that the Federal Reserve is the enemy of the United States. I hope that he understands this, that this country is enslaved to the Federal Reserve, the usury, the infinite amount of money that they have, the infinite line of credit. Any other institution that performed like the Federal Reserve would have been out of business decades ago. But they just keep printing more, loaning more, reducing they're putting more notes into circulation, which reduce the power, the purchasing power of the dollars that's in our pockets. And we're required by law to use their notes for legal tender. That's a monopoly. That is not American. It's a cancer that needs to be stopped, and I hope Trump stops it. Anything would be better used for money than their Federal Reserve notes. A note backed by any commodity. It doesn't have to be gold and silver, even though the Constitution says it needs to be gold and silver. It could be fucking rice. Anything, any commodity that is backed by the dollar would free us all. I'm not going to get into how it would free us, but it would free us all. Because we would not have a monopoly. We can go elsewhere and get that commodity of rice or of gold or silver, and it would not be a monopoly by the 8 families of the Federal Reserve. It would free us. But we are all born into this slavery, and most people don't even realize that it's slavery. But it is. But anyway, I'm out. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.